set the record straight right now. What's up, Flomies? It is a beautiful day. Happy Easter to everyone. I hope that your Easter was amazing. I hope that you guys are as excited as I am about the tack auction that went on. Thank you guys for everything. It's been a pretty slow day around here at Casa de Taylor / McRae. I will show you what we did. Flynn is very excited because we got some tarpet. Flinny, do you want to show him your tarpet? Flinny, shake your butt if you're excited about the tarpet. Yeah, see, shake your butt if you're excited about tarpet. Yeah, I know. So we got some tarpet here. Come on, show him the rest of the tarpet. Come on, drama. Boom, tarpet. Harper, you know you're not supposed to be on the couch. Off. Yeah. As you can see, we need some furniture. But we're working on it, everybody. And everybody else is working on not eating the tarpet, right? No tarpet art 2018. You guys trying to be cute or something? I think it's kind of cute. Drama, what about you? If you guys have not already gotten your merch, make sure to go to shopthemerch.com. I'm wearing Calgary lashes. I'm wearing ranch dress, and all you run is your mouth. If you guys have not checked out the new Eris equine stuff, it looks like this. It's the cutest. I don't even have any yet because I was at Houston all week with the show when the new merch dropped. So I'm very excited to pick up all of my stuff. Flinny, do you love tarpet? Yeah. You're very cute, Flynn. Yeah. You're very cute. Okay, I'm gonna finally get to this vlog. So the topic today is a good one. It's a simple one, and that is the top myths about different horse people stereotypes. I have found that so many are untrue, and in the comments, you guys have told me so many things like, oh, the English people can be real a-holes, barrel racers are crazy, all these things that you guys have told me, and I want to set the record straight right now. Let's get right down to it. I've spent nearly an entire week at a show jumping competition, Pin Oak charity show, and I have to tell you, I am a zero nobody in this world, so I got a really great perspective of what it was like. I have to tell you, I was pleasantly surprised that there weren't a ton of clicked up people. I think that there is a difference because there's a lot more trainers involved, that people are a little bit more straight and narrow, where in the barrel racing world, we're trying to find people to just talk to and get advice from all the time, where in the show jumping world, we have a trainer and we've just decided that that's our trainer. That does not mean that trainers and people don't get sideways and people have varying opinions. What I'm saying is that people have differences, and it doesn't matter if you're talking about your office, your school, your high school, your elementary, your college, your basketball team, your whatever. You are gonna have hot fire gossip about every single thing, and you're gonna be like, I quit that sport because I just couldn't take XYZ. And that's just how it goes. That's just what the world is like, unfortunately. And that is why we're Flomies, because we're trying to change those stereotypes, want to have a smile on our face. When you leave a room, think about how you want people to remember you. Do you want people to remember you as the snotty person that had a really bad look on her face? Or do you want to be remembered as the person that changed somebody's life right the moment you walked in? And that's what we're about. So on to more stereotypes. Another one that I kind of found, and I guess this is because, and I'm just talking English versus my industry of Western, I found that in the Western industry, we're a little bit more open to offering advice, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. In the English side of things, again, you follow behind your trainer, so people are just one-on-one, taking instruction from exactly the person that it came with. I thought that was really, really cool. Another thing that I think is that everyone in the English community is perceived as very wealthy, and everyone in the Western community maybe isn't perceived as high-end. And I think it's just a matter of perspective. So I saw a lot of people on really tight budgets coming, showing their horse that they trained themselves in an English show, which happens a lot in the Western industry. But one thing that I noticed is that at an English show, you typically pay board to have your horse at your trainer's place or somewhere else, and then they haul it to the show for you, etc., which means it's actually probably a little bit more cost effective if you just have one horse to go that route, other than having to buy a truck trailer, own a barn at your own place. So it just kind of depends on how you want to look at that. It's a perspective shift. When you see somebody rolling up in a truck and trailer, it can be, even if it's the smallest rig there, it can still be a $20,000 rig, plus they have their barn at home that they have to put this horse in, even if it's a crapper. And then on this side, it just, the numbers kind of play out a little differently. Now, if you have a lot of horses, that's a different story. But I think it's the perception of that you're very wealthy if you go this direction, and it takes less money to go this direction. And I feel like because there's not trainers doing these big lease programs and having daily training at their barn, and you can lease a horse and they'll haul it to the show, and you guys can all split stalls and split mileage and split that expense with up to like 10 different riders. It's a lot more expensive to do some of the Western rodeos because you've got to go typically by yourself. So that was just something that I thought was a big myth, is that it costs more to go one way or another. Let's all just know that this is a very expensive hobby, and you can do it on a shoestring budget, and you can make it. You just won't have as many of the conveniences that other people will have, but you'll still get to do it, and you'll still have a lot of fun doing it, no matter what direction you go. Another thing that I think is a myth is that there's no horsemanship in the Western industry, and there's a lot of horsemanship in the English side of things. And I will have to say, both industries I respect so much. So started out as a cutter. So I rode cutting horses, and then I started barrel racing. I did a few of the all-around events, but I really only liked barrel racing. I will have to say, I think that you can have a little bit less upfront knowledge of certain fundamental things if you want to get on a finished horse and go in either sport. I think that you can kind of get by either way and go. If you want to take a deep dive into something and you want to put that 10,000 hours that we know that it takes to master something into either thing, you're going to have to go below the surface and learn your leads and learn to trot on a diagonal and learn what feel is and learn how to drive from the hind end and all those things that are similar between both worlds. But as with any industry, I think that you can write a big enough check to kind of get past a little bit of a learning curve. That's what I'm hoping in the English world, is that I can get aligned with my trainer and get put on a horse that's way better than me. And as I get on this horse and I lease it for these shows, that I have a horse that's way better than me, so that I'm able to skip a few steps. But I have all of this foundation over here from all the things that I know from barrel racing. So I don't think that I think it's 6 one way, half a dozen the other. In the Western industry, because we do not carry grooms and things with us to the shows, I think that we have maybe a little bit more working knowledge of horse health, because we're the people kind of looking at them every day, where on this side, you can skip that chapter because you've got a trainer that's responsible for all of those things. Now, you can skip the chapter. That doesn't mean that you don't know. I'm not throwing shade at either side, so hear me out. And I'm also not trying to just ride the fence to be nice. I'm just a nice chick, and so I love both things. I'm so obsessed with both industries, but I want everyone that's maybe really biased on one side, maybe really biased on the other, to just come with me right here in the middle and just stay on the line. One side, I feel like, you know, if I'm paying good money to board my horse and I'm a person that didn't grow up on a ranch, but I would really like to enjoy these horses, I would expect you to have the knowledge to help me take care of this thing to the best of my ability, even though I won't be around it 24/7. On this side of things, I better educate myself as quickly as possible on signs of colic, navicular, distemper, other things that may be going wrong, because I am my own trainer. One advantage I feel like with the English industry having trainers in place, barrel racing has trainers, we just don't utilize them as well. And most of us that are trainers, I am an online trainer at barrelracingcollege.com, as most of you know, but most of the time, our online the big names in the industry that can really align with us and help us a lot typically don't have the time because they're pursuing their own career to stop and help us for every single day. Where in the English world, you can align with these guys that are at the top and they can just let you kind of fly under their wing. Unless you get a really cool internship or you can do something really cool. By chance, I don't do internships anymore, but if you can align with something like that, I always preach, get a mentor and a coach. I just love the way that the English world does it because you almost can't do it without a trainer. I'm sure there's many of you guys that do. Just my outside perspective, I really need that help. I really need that mentor. I have no idea where the shows are. I don't know etiquette. I don't know any of those things. So I think that's great. A lot of the tools that I had going from one industry to another didn't translate, but it's also very helpful that I have tools such as being able to recognize my own lameness, knowing a lot about the anatomy of the horse, knowing a lot about the science and the conditioning and all sorts of things that I know I can bring to the table that would benefit me on either side. So I think that's really cool. I just feel like it's kind of the same, and I guess I'm ready for deep thoughts with Fallon Taylor. So my deep thought to finish up today is I would rather us look at all the things that we have in common, because as a world we tend to separate, you know, from male, female, Democrat, Republican, these religions, gay, straight, all these different things. And you just keep going by race, creed, color, whatever it is, you keep going down. If we want to compare industries, it would be really nice for us to just go, you love magical unicorns, I love magical unicorns. You don't have a saddle horn, I do have a saddle horn. But guess what? We're both riding with a saddle. We're both competing in horse events. We're both, you know, pursuing our dreams, even though one of us wears a blazer and the other one's wearing a t-shirt. You know, I think that if we both just kind of look at that and come together, we can learn so much from each other. The look on people's faces when they did recognize me at a horse show and they had no idea that I was interested in show jumping, they were just mind blown. When I saw the drug testing vet from Houston, his assistant was like, dude, this is so smart because you can go into another industry, learn all their tips and tricks and bring it right back to your industry, which is of course what I'm wanting to do, and just take a deep dive further into these things. I love horses down to the core. So even if there's people making videos about things that are abusive or not abusive or all these different things, at least we all have something in common, and that's that we love these animals. And I think that we all, as Flomies, know that we love horses so much, and I just like to test their ability and see what I can do together with them. And who doesn't want to go flying on a magical unicorn, whether it's in front of 70,000 people at the NRG Stadium or whether it's in front of 10 people jumping 3 feet in the air. It's just the coolest thing ever. Who knows what sport I will get into next, but horses will always be a huge part of my life. And I hope that you guys will just take a look at what you are doing and what you can have in common with your classmates, people at work, people on the road that we share the road with. If we can just come from a place of common ground instead of a place of anger toward each other, I think we can all get along and learn so much from each other. And that's it for Deep Thoughts with Fallon Taylor. Alright guys, super long vlog. I'm really sorry, but I'm very excited to share with you guys all of the cool things that I'm doing in the horse industry. If you have not seen me show jumping, take a look at this. And if for some reason you somehow missed me running BABYFLO, here's a look at what that looks like. Ready or not? Ready or not? That's it for today. I hope that you guys are subscribed. If you're not, go ahead and click that subscribe button, ding that notification bell. If you have not gotten your merch, make sure to go to shopthemerch.com, and don't forget to count your blessings, drink your protein, and say thank you to Jesus. See you tomorrow.